talking to Michelle.
Hello, Destiny's Child.
Hello. Oh. I don't know what anyone's talking about.
Right. See, you're just coming back into the fold after a very long weekend. Hello, everybody. Welcome to He Said, She
I don't
Said.
understand what anybody says.
She's like, whatever. She's just directing things.
People don't talk in understandable language for me.
People don't talk anymore. They do it all on Facebook.
I know. That's becoming a big thing. Everyone's talking about how they've got to get off Facebook. Do you know a study came out on Facebook yesterday? Maybe it was today. I don't know, one of those 2 days. And they said that people that Facebook causes frustration and depression, because people that read Facebook, they read other people's lives, and then they get depressed
About their own. Got it.
Especially people that are doing, a lot.
Right.
People that post a lot. Yeah.
So that's why you don't read anything on Facebook.
I occasionally read stuff on Facebook.
You do. You got really good there on the Twitter for a while. And
but then people started to do the hashtag shit. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't understand that.
Don't even pay attention to that.
I don't understand the hashtag. People were like, oh, Ophelia, you're hashtag this. I'm like, what?
Yes.
I don't understand what it means. I don't get it. What does a hashtag mean?
A hashtag is how you make whatever it is that you are putting out there on Twitter easily searched. So you create a hashtag and that's how you search. It's a form of labeling.
Oh, that's why I don't like it.
That's why I don't like it.
Speaking of labeling, I would like to say publicly how upset I was after the last show.
Okay.
Because I got duped into, because of you.
Because of me.
Duped into going into the whole Mateo
Manti Teapos.
hoaxy bullshit thing. And I was very irritated over it because, there was that whole conversation about, that he was a tranny and la 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 la. And I'm like, and then it came out the next day that the girl that even did it, it was really her photos, but it was the other guy who did it. And I'm like,
and he had done it before.
Right. And I was like, ugh. I got sucked into the very thing that I hate.
More than anything.
And so I was very pissed off. Very, very pissed off.
Pissed off on your drive up to Long Beach?
I almost wrote a blog about it.
Oh, shit.
That's how pissed off I was.
Don't even scare me with that.
But then I thought, I'm not going to waste my time. I have other things to do. I'm not going to spend any more time on it.
You're like, I'll just talk about it next week.
But I will say, the only thing that I am glad that I said last week, and I still mean today, brilliant. To me, it doesn't matter for him if he... It doesn't even matter. It was a brilliant PR stunt. And so I don't care if he knew about it before or if he knew about it after. If he knew about it after, then I think that he probably said, oh my God, look at all the publicity I am getting. I'm going with it for as long as I can. And then I'm still going to get publicity because he's on Katie Couric today. He's still going to get publicity for it. And he's always going to be remembered for it. Well, so brilliant.
The main brilliant thing behind it is the fact that people who don't even follow football now know exactly who he is.
Right. So it's brilliant. Brilliant.
Brilliant. Bravo.
Yes.
Bravo.
So I have decided that I would like someone to catfish me.
Catfish. That's exactly what we have. Producer Kurt here today who's filling in for producer Jay, and that's what he was telling us right before we came on.
24-year-old Marine girl.
24-year-old Marine. I didn't realize.
I want to be catfished.
Maybe we should. You know what? I'm going to try it. Let's catfish. Let's create something.
I don't know. I don't think that it would be that easy to catfish me.
Well, I didn't say you. We'll do it to Gouda.
It doesn't matter who. I'd be like, no.
No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'll turn to the chef. That'll learn you in.
Chef will totally. That might get me for a little while. Yeah. But then I'd want to eat right away, and so you would have to bring me food.
Exactly.
Otherwise, forget it. Although, if you just had food delivered, that would be even. I would last longer.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want flowers, just food.
Yeah.
Catfishing.
That's it.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt made.
Catfish me?
Catfish me.
Yeah. I've been catfished.
Yeah, that'd probably be a better one.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucas, could you get on that? Or
Yeah.
Chris White?
I've been catfished.
Anyway, quickly,
you've
you
been
were
catfished.
up in Long Beach this weekend.
I was in Long Beach this weekend for the rodeo convention and
Very
royalty contest.
Big weekend, and
It was very exciting. The reigning Miss International was there. That was very big.
Oh, wow.
She hasn't been to a California contest for
because she is from.
Well, she's from Nevada.
Nevada,
So she drove in
okay.
for it. Well, she's good friends with Ed, who won. So she came in to surprise him.
Won Mr.
GSGRA.
GSGRA.
2013. So it was very exciting.
And
it was a good weekend.
who won Miss?
There is none. It's just him. Just one Miss.
Oh wow! Has that ever happened before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, last year there were none.
Oh, there were none.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought that would be then if there was no
They're
royalty.
going to try to take photos.
I know, God, it's going to be like epilepsy.
Maybe
there's-
if we shake while he's taking the photos, we'll come out good.
Right? Oh shit. No, I just thought that maybe because you were, so you would just continue your reign, or no?
No.
No.
Well, because no. Because I decided to run for the board, so I ran for the board.
Oh, okay.
And so my position is VP of admin. I oversee the royalty program, and therefore you can't be royalty and oversee them.
Oh, got it.
So
Got it. And so,
and I was it for 2 years. That's enough.
right? You're like, girl, please.
Yeah.
How much longer do you just be the 10-time reigning
Yeah,
royalty
no.
for the
No.
Well-
No.
But speaking of royalty, I mean, coronation is coming up.
Yes, and next weekend. Not this weekend.
Not this coming weekend, but next weekend.
Which is on Super Bowl Sunday. I mean, Super Bowl.
Who
weekend.
planned that
is
stupid shit? That's what I wanted to say.
Well, clearly, I don't think a lot of people are going to care about football. They probably won't even know.
Well, it's already been dubbed the Beyonce Bowl. So,
Why?
because
she's
performing halftime.
I wonder, and then we'll talk about how much she's lip syncing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
we will when we get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't understand. And I'm also not sure who is the running for the royalty this year.
All that I know is Candy Samples is.
Oh yes, that's right.
This is the only thing.
Is the only.
Is there any emperors?
Oh,
no
why?
emperors.
So when that happens, there's
Right.
just no emperor.
Correct. Well, no.
Or will
they
appoint
will
someone.
Appoint,
It'll just be
but it'll be Candy. But then they may appoint not an heir apparent. They can. They have the option to. In the past, they have made someone a emeritus.
Oh, an emeritus.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
A step in, a fill in, if you will.
But
The rodeo, they don't.
they don't do that. Got it.
You either run
Okay.
or you don't.
So whoever this person is going to be for emperor,
If there is, they may not do it.
if there is, does it have to be somebody that already has a title, or could be just somebody?
Generally, it's someone that was already a prince.
Oh, okay, got it. Or an emperor. Got it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But then it gets complicated later.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Because there's so many requirements. They have to like.
Well, it's not, well, above and beyond other requirements. Later, it gets more complicated because then you have numbers. You know, like most of the monarchs all have numbers, and then if someone steps in and becomes an apprentice, then do they get the number afterwards, even though they weren't elected? And the number is something meaningful and special because you don't really get your number until you step down.
Right.
So it gets complicated.
And don't those people who then are given the titles, don't they become members of the board and are responsible for?
They become members of the College of Monarchs.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right.
Got it.
Which then they have slightly more voting power.
Okay. So what?
So basically, like for the family so it's like 2 family votes to 1 general admin.
Right. Yes, I do
Yeah.
remember that. I do remember that when they were doing it at the center.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I think it's unfortunate that people aren't stepping up to the
Well, I
plate.
mean, I think that it's a lot, and to be a title holder, no matter what title holder it is, I believe, even on the bar title holders, it costs a lot of money, and it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of energy, and so the smaller the title, and I don't mean that, like, because it's smaller, but the smaller the title, obviously not as much. The bigger the title, the more expense, obviously. And to be an emperor and empress with the imperial court is really expensive. I mean, really, really expensive. You have traveling to do. You have your your costumes and all of that. It's very, very, very expensive.
And then you also have the commitments because let's face it, it's all about charity.
Yeah.
The whole thing is about raising money.
Right.
So
you have a year of raising money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a lot.
It's a lot. So I guess Jay won't be emperor.
I think when I was empress, the second time, I think when all was said and done, I think that I spent $15,000.
Oh shit.
The first time. The first time I was empress, my receipts and everything were totaled up to about $22,000. So it's very, very expensive.
Got to have a second job for that.
And even when you're, for royalty, it's the same thing. It's very expensive to have.
And it could be for any title holder, like a leather title.
Oh, yeah. Well, you look at Aaron. You look at some of the misters. They have their leather attire that they've got to wear. And most of that is custom, so they have to have it made. And like everything, you can't wear. A lot of them don't wear the same thing twice.
Right.
They have competitions and travel and. So it's very, very, very expensive to be a title holder. And, the economy is a little unsettled and, people don't have that extra income to put into it.
Right.
As much as they do.
Where's the contest again this year? It's at the Marriott? Or?
It's down in Mission Valley.
Down in Mission Valley somewhere.
Is it the Marriott or is it the Hilton? I don't know. Maybe it's the Marriott.
Yeah. Super Bowl weekend. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's going to be unfortunate because there are Super Bowl shenanigans happening everywhere, and
I know. Well,
we'll talk about those later.
We're going to go to Coronation, but yeah.
But that's on Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday night.
Yes.
And then I'm going to do Super Bowl on Sunday.
What are you doing for Super Bowl?
I'm going to a party.
To a party.
To a party.
Coronado?
No.
Damn.
To the Vista.
Oh. Who's in Eastlake?
Friends. I have friends.
You have friends. I do have friends. Which team are you rooting for?
I don't know. Probably the 49ers. They really did a very good job this year coming back. So, I like them.
Got it.
But Baltimore's good too.
Well, I like Baltimore. I like that Brendon Ayanbadejo from the Ravens, who's their linebacker.
Why do you like him?
Well, we'll talk about that when we come back from break.
You can tease us.
Well, because he is, he's one of our allies. He's a big LGBT supporter, and he has actually put a call out through the New York Times trying to figure out how he can use the stage of the Super Bowl to bring awareness to marriage equality and anti-bullying measures.
Oh, well, that's easy. Marry a boy.
Marry a boy, right? Well, I don't think if he's marrying anybody, it's me. That motherfucker is
If he wants to bring marriage equality to the Super Bowl, get married before the Super Bowl, because trust me, they will talk about it.
Exactly.
And then
get married there.
And then you can get divorced right afterwards.
Sure.
Well, no, the ones playing, leading up to it, that's really bad. But, speaking of football, real quick, because I know you don't really want to talk about it, I think it's really interesting that Tom Brady, who lost last weekend, was supposed to go to the Pro Bowl and play, in Hawaii this weekend.
In Hawaii, right.
Which is kind of a big thing. To get nominated, to go and play
Who
the
does
Pro Bowl.
who does the nominating for the players for Pro Bowl? Is it the other team? Is it the other team members?
I think it's a process. I don't know what 100% sure, but I think it's a process. I think that fans have a little bit of say in it. I think the NFL has a bunch of say, and then I think the teams. They can put in people. They can nominate people.
I was always curious about that because I didn't know if they had to, did they have to have so many wins or so many yards or so many?
I never really thought about it. I'll research it.
Please do and let us know.
But after his loss, he declined.
He declined.
He said, "I'm not going."
I decline.
Which I think shows bad sportsmanship, really.
Well, I would say so.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
He should have been smart because he was still in the playoffs. What he should have done is when he was, nominated for it or whatever, he should have declined then and said, "Hey, because if I win, and I'm going to go to the Super Bowl, I need that time to practice and yada yada yada. And if I don't win, I want to be a poor sport." Instead of saying yes, and then when you lose, then say no. It just looks
Right. Well, and you would think about it in the way of the Pro Bowl being all about kind of like, these are the favorite players of the fans,
Right.
if you will. I mean, that's completely letting the fans
Although the
down.
Chargers have none going.
No one?
No one going from the Pro Bowl.
Oh, is this like one of the first years that's ever happened?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's kind of a slap.
Oops. On that note,
We played shitty. But I'm in love with the new
yes.
management.
he is super, super hot daddy. And 40.
Yeah.
He's young and
And then the new offensive coach,
is also young.
he's 50.
Oh, I thought he was
But
the
he
same
is
age.
Hot.
Okay.
Hot. I want to get my press pass and go interview them.
Well, you know, one of the favorite times that I ever had during the Super Bowl was when they had the what do they call it? Super Bowl City, or
Yeah.
when they
Do it in the parking lot.
Yeah, they do it in the parking lot, and they have
NFL
all this stuff.
experience.
Yeah, the NFL experience.
Yeah.
That is an
It's fun.
experience.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like Mardi Gras.
Kurt's having a conniption.
Conniption. We will take a break. We'll come back and talk about Brendon and some other shit. So yeah. We're back, I think. I'm not quite sure because he does that differently than producer Jay does. But he's not dancing today because he's moved and now he's trying to unpack boxes, and that's the workout he's getting.
It took him like 3 months to pack the box.
Seriously.
I'm like, why didn't you just start the place on fire? That would have been easier.
Could have got all new shit.
That's what I'm going to do when I move. Fire!
Right? Who's your insurance?
Yeah.
We're not going to tell nobody.
Yeah, no.
Oh, shit. We've been talking about football. We're going to continue talking about football.
Okay, let's stay on sports. This is like, he said, she said sports.
He said, right? Or she said sports.
Yeah.
And I just nod and shake my head, and you go, yeah, what you said. Yesterday, they announced that, you know, we had talked about before Junior Seau, because he was,
Yes.
he died earlier last year, or
Yes,
mid last
he
year.
killed
Yes, so
himself.
killed himself. And yesterday, his family filed suit against the NFL for wrongful death,
Right.
claiming
I
that...
say greedy little bitches is what I say. You can finish your claim.
Well, they're claiming that it is because of the years of serious head trauma he had because of playing, that they are filing this suit and they want someone to be accountable for it.
I say greedy little bitches. They all didn't, they all weren't complaining or wanted to sue the NFL when that money was kept rolling in. And the bottom line is that, part of Seau's thing, which all came out after his death, is how much money his family was costing him.
Mm-hmm.
The big parties they were having going down to Seau's, that's why it closed real quick.
Yep.
They are being greedy.
Correct.
Now, I feel bad for the kids, and I do believe, and I hope, that Seau put some into a trust fund, and
They did say that he did that, yes. So the kids will be taken care of.
The kids should be taken care of. All the other family, no.
Nope.
And what are they going to do? The problem is, it's kind of like, I'm going to use this Mateo, whatever his name is. again.
Manti Teapos.
And all of them. The thing about it is that the football, especially on a pro level, it's entertainment.
Yes.
That is what it is. All of the, the players all have agents and managers and lawyers, just as if they were a celebrity.
Well, and they all know what they're signing up for.
You're right.
They all know exactly what they're getting into. It's not like they are practicing to play or they play high school football and play college football, not realizing what they're getting into when they go to the NFL.
Right.
So...
Well, and they want the money.
For sure. Well, for sure.
Play, and they know that they're going to get hurt. The problem is, we had this conversation, with the rodeo. Mm-hmm. It had come up. What happens is, when people sue, and it's the same thing, with malpractice, it's an ongoing thing. It is a rough sport. It is, and I don't want to, I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it like in a labely kind of way, but it is a man's sport. Mm-hmm. But I know a lot of girls that have, do it too.
Right.
But that there's tackling, that you're going to get hurt, that you're going to do, all of that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So, you've got to expect, and that's why there's such a short window to even play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not 25, 30 years in the business.
No. And when you have all of these lawsuits because people are getting hurt and people are doing this, then more rules come out, and more rules come out, and more rules come out, and more rules come out. And eventually, the game has become, and you watch any game, there are more flags being thrown, the games are stopped more for penalties than for anything else. So then you're losing playtime. It's kind of like we were saying in the rodeos. Especially like in the gay rodeo, there are so many rules, and that people can protest, and then that all takes up time. That you're taking away the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that that's a problem. I mean, if you're concerned about your kid getting hurt, then you shouldn't play football.
Correct.
He should become a swimmer.
If you are concerned about your husband, who's a NASCAR driver, getting crashed and burnt up in a car,
then he
perhaps he shouldn't drive a car.
Yeah. If you're afraid of hitting your head on a diving board, Greg Louganis, you shouldn't get on a diving board.
Right.
I mean, there are dangers and things that you do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I was afraid of cutting my fingers, I shouldn't do hair.
Correct.
So, no. I think the lawsuit is bullshit, and it just ties it all up.
Yes. And I think ultimately what it's going to end up doing is really kind of sullying Junior Seau's name, the family kind of sullying his name, tying this up like that, because I don't know that he would have ever wanted anything like this. No.
Yeah, well, he wanted his brain donated.
Correct.
To research so that they could, make things safer, make the helmet safer. But when you get into lawsuits, and what's going to happen is it's going to become more rules, which is going to slow down the game.
And if we think about it in technical terms, a game should be 1 hour.
Right.
And one game is how long now?
Like hours.
Like 4.
Yeah.
Almost.
Because there's so many penalties.
Yeah.
I mean, even, I think that you have referees on the thing. Now, I think there are some pretty shitty referees. But you have referees. And, now, the referees, when someone scores, that all has to be replayed to make sure that they did it.
Right.
Years ago, if a referee was on the field, and, like when I ref for the flag football, that was your job. And what you said is how it went.
Right.
It wasn't, well, we need to look at that. We're going to replay it. We're going to take a commercial break.
And then another one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just too much replays. Looking at all the penalties, it's too much. Too much.
Well, and speaking of the flag football here, which we know we have talked about it. We are a huge supporter of flag football. We love the flag football league here, and we are for the first time this year going to have our own team, which I think is very fantastic.
When did that happen?
Well, it happened. It's been happening behind some closed doors mafia meetings.
Well, don't you think I should know about these closed door mafia meetings?
Well, I want it to be 100% secure, but it's only probably 98.2% secure right now.
Oh, so I still have time to nix it.
Yes, you do. But they have all said,
I cannot wait for their uniforms.
Well, that's what I said too. But
I'm gonna have them in tidy whities.
I told them, I said, well, she's been a referee umpteen times. Perhaps she should be a referee again.
No, I don't.
So, yeah, exactly. But don't be surprised if they give you a call.
Yeah.
And softball also wants you to join a softball team.
I have played softball before too.
Okay. Yeah. But you've also umpired for softball as well, right?
No, I just played softball.
Oh, you just played?
I just played softball. I ref for football.
Ref for football.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All the sports leagues are.
All the clinics
they're all starting. Yes.
Yeah.
Clinics for flag football start next weekend. The clinics for softball start on the 10th
of February.
February,
and there's a big bar crawl for the football league. I know.
The pub crawl was this past Saturday.
Damn it.
Yes, I know. And it actually started at the range, and it was crazy packed. Oh my God, 5 o'clock shots.
Gouda's gonna bring them.
He would want to.
See, all you have to do is say, and then boom, there it is.
Boom, there we are.
Boom, there it is.
Too bad they can't hear us out there. Hey, everybody. The pub crawl started at the range on Saturday, and they have so many players, and they really haven't even finalized sign up for players yet because they haven't done the clinics yet, they haven't done the draft yet.
Well, last year was the biggest year they've had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this year is going to totally blow that out of the water.
And I love going to watch them. Every chance I get, I go and watch them.
Well, and so I'm thinking that perhaps we should host the VIP tent. Maybe that's what she said should do. Because,
Also, I can't, but if I could go every week, then I would go. I can't go every week.
We'll make, Joseph or Donald or somebody else do it. Donald's actually joining flag football this year.
Oh, he is?
He's going to play.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
He needs to.
That's what I said.
Very athletic.
He's very athletic. He's like Serena Williams.
Serena Williams and her. Didn't she just have a meltdown?
Apparently.
Did you hear about the girl that won her? Did you hear her little speech? Which
No.
I thought was so classic. Well, she had a poster of her on the wall, and loved her, and was a big fan of her, and blah blah blah. And then she played her and won this past week.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about.
And so when she went, because I guess I can put a poster of myself up now. And I thought that was really cute. I guess I'll put a picture of myself up.
Boom. I'm just saying.
I thought that was cute.
Well, I heard, apparently the meltdown that she had, she totally...
Oh, I feel shots coming.
Oh, see?
Shots, motherfuckers.
We love us some 5 o'clock shots.
When Gouda's here, he's got to get on. That's
Always.
my favorite part about it.
He just can't help it.
I know, I can't.
But now I can.
But now we can see ourselves on the TV.
Oh, you can see us.
Everybody who's going to the
Before, I
fucking
always
Moe's
thought you
cam
could
right
see it.
now.
Yeah.
Cheers!
Camera. Move over, Ophelia.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay, what was that?
Your hand on her body.
Kamikaze disease.
I liked the kamikaze last week better.
That one was good. Yeah, it was.
Last week was good.
Oh, really? I wasn't here last week.
Yes. No,
Well.
that's why it was so good.
Wow, there it is.
Just saying. So apparently they just hooked up the camera so that we can see ourselves. I'm sure everybody who's going to the Live Betty's webcam right now is like, what the fuck is this? Because they can't hear anything we're saying.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck?
I'm glad I got my skirt pulled down, otherwise I'd be all like, whatever.
I'm trying to showcase my bald spot.
See?
Yeah.
Get his ball spot. That's all they need to see.
Yeah.
All right, we have talked football, except for the one thing that matters with this Super Bowl that's coming up, Beyonce.
I don't understand why that's football.
Well, because she's doing the halftime show, and that's the party that I'm hosting. I'm hosting the Beyonce Bowl at my house, which you will not be going to because
I'm going to. I know we've talked about this. I'm going to. My Super Bowl party is a party that has to do with football.
Yes.
I'm going there to watch the game. I'm not going there to. Your bald spot's on there.
clearly.
I'm not going to go for all of that stuff. I'm going just for
Yes. And I know you are because you are a football purist.
Yes.
I, however, want to see how fantastically Beyonce lip syncs the entire.
Now, do you believe that she lip syncs?
Do I believe that she lip synced? Yes. Yes, I do.
Does it matter to you?
No, not one fucking bit.
Wait,
Not.
what I think is really interesting is they said just before. Okay, first off, I think it really talks about the state of America when after the inauguration, when we really should be talking. What I think we should be talking about is, I don't care what party you belong to. Inauguration, since as long as I can remember, I've always loved the inauguration. Mm-hmm. The pageantry and all of that the United States puts on, and really more than any other holiday, showcases the military, the history, all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. to me, that is what it's all about.
Pride in America.
Yeah, not if she lip synced the song, and I can't believe that that is the biggest thing. I watched it from start to finish, and I even sat there and watched the parade, all of that. So I was a little bit sure. I don't care if she was lip syncing at all either, and it's not a new practice. I mean, so
Well, and that is the thing, and you touched on a point where we know it is a hella slow news week. When the biggest story that has come out.
It's not a slow week. That's just it. It's not a slow week. It is.
That's what they made it?
Yeah, that is what they made it. I mean, that's kind of like, that is, what was trending on Facebook, what was trending on, and so that became like the news. Well, that wasn't the news.
And we're here, what? We're 3 days since it happened?
Yeah.
And they're still talking about it.
Yeah.
It's still top of...
Well, and not only that, did you also see that they have now released all of the recordings? So it shows, her practicing that it could have been,
and it was cold, and she didn't...
I don't care if she was lip syncing or not. What I like is Aretha Franklin, when they interviewed her, because she sang it last year.
Right.
And they're like, oh, what do you think about it? And she goes, well, I think she was brilliant. I can't believe that I didn't think about that. And if I ever do it again, I'm going to do that.
Minus a hat.
Yeah, I just...
That hat was...
Yeah. Well, the Justice Laureate.
Well, if you remember, that was the big news item from last year, or last time.
Our things are just so screwed up.
I'm telling you.
Screwed up.
Well, so Beyonce's doing the Super Bowl, and of course Destiny's Child is going to be there. So.
Well, that has not been announced.
That
is a rumor.
True. That is very much a rumor.
One of Michelle or one of the Destiny bitches was on one of the shows, and she's like, "Oh no, it's a secret, and I can't tell you." But I'm la la la. I'm like, well, might as well just say yeah now.
Right.
But,
You're the one that nobody cares about, so you might as well say yes. Well, I hope she lip syncs every fucking song during the halftime show. Because I want it to be good.
Well, why did she even... What I think is interesting is that she released a statement saying that she sang live. Because the Marine bands are the ones that say that she lip synced, and then Beyonce got all over them and said, "Oh no, I did," and I'm like, what does it matter? I mean, to me, she made more of a deal about it than it really needed to be made, because I don't think anyone cared.
Well, and ultimately, at the end of the day, she looked amazing. Do you really think she looked that good? I do think she looked great.
I think she's looked better.
Oh, I think she has looked better, yes. I agree with you. But I think
I didn't like her hair.
I think she looked amazing.
There was...
That wig was laid tight, bitch.
You what?
That wig was laid tight.
Yeah. There was a lot of... that's what I...
That's why she was so...
Well, okay. But did you notice her part started on this side and then parted? I'm like, oh, it's Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
There was just... I don't know. But Kelly Clarkson fucking rocked it.
Right?
Out.
Blue.
Yes. And James Taylor rocked it out.
And Jennifer Hudson looked amazing, sounded amazing for their first dance, which was, I thought, really, really wonderful.
But I've said this before, I liked Jennifer Hudson when she was a bigger girl.
I like her either way. I'm going to see, because, she's on Smash this coming season.
Well, I've already seen the first 2 episodes, but...
I haven't seen it yet. I really want to.
I think, and I'm sure I'll get hate mail. Being a big girl is what made her the star that she is.
She was Effie.
Yeah.
She was Effie.
If she did not, you know what I'm saying? If she would have went and tried out for that role, looking like she does now, with her fake teeth and her bigger boobs but I think her boobs have been done. Because I was
they were probably just bigger now because her waist is squat.
I was watching in some show that she was in. I'm like, oh girl, those are some saggy boobs. I liked her bigger when she was a more chunky girl.
Well, I still like her regardless. I love the girl. We'll see. I'm very anxious to see her new movie, Winnie. And I'm
thrilled.
Don't know when it's ever going to come out, but oh well. All right, we have to take another break. We're going to be right back and talk a little more. Hopefully we're done with football, but maybe not. All right, we'll be right back. We're back.
I'm too busy watching Gouda redesign the set.
Our set, because in the coming weeks it's going to look a little different.
We're changing it all
We're
up.
changing it all up. It's going to be super sexy. And I just want to say thank you for wearing your new hair.
Of Michelle Obama?
Yes.
Yes, I was wearing my Michelle Obama bang.
Your bangs.
Bangs are hot.
Bangs are hot.
You can start growing your hair out and you can wear bangs too.
Well, I just did mine up instead of down. But I could totally wear a Caesar next
You totally,
week.
yeah, you really should.
Oh my God, that's hideous. Perhaps next week I'll show up with the Michelle Obama wig.
Bangs are hot. Bangs are in.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is there anything new and exciting coming up that you want to talk about that's going on locally here in San Diego that, I don't know, might have to do with Pride?
It's always a trick question for me. You bring it up and
Well,
you're not going to get me to bite that quick.
that quick, huh?
Oh, can we also talk about Subway's being sued?
Oh my God, for
This
their
is
11-inch sandwiches?
Yes, because yes, what I think is really interesting, and that's a suit that's not going to win, by the way. And talk about frivolous lawsuits, because this guy said that he went to like 17 Subways and
Measured the bread.
All of them were 11 inches. So again, it's public relations. So then the news, I think it was the Today Show. It was the Today Show. They went and bought like 6 sandwiches, and all of them were the 12 inches.
The 12 inches.
Well, then I decided I needed to do research, so I went to Subway and with some friends, and I took my tape measure with me, and we ordered our sandwiches, and then we all measured our sandwiches, sitting at the table so they could see what we're doing.
Oh my God, I love it. Why didn't you take a photo?
And they were all foot longs. So yeah,
Oh my God. That is the most hysterical thing ever.
yeah.
Over an inch of bread.
Well, it goes back to stupid lawsuits.
Stupid lawsuits.
There's all sorts of funny lawsuits going on. Funny stuff in the law.
Would you die if they actually win though?
Well, they probably will. I mean, look at that woman that spilled that coffee from McDonald's in her crotch. I mean, how stupid is that?
Correct.
Take the lid off of the coffee, you're gonna spill it. Stupid.
However, I will say that they did a documentary about that.
I know, I watched it.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was a crazy documentary.
very-
The lawsuits that people filed.
Yes.
I mean, crazy.
And then we want to know why everything's so fucking expensive.
Right.
Did you hear about the 85-year-old guy that went to court today? He's 2 years ago. I remember it happening 2 years ago. He shot his wife downtown in front of the T-Mobile store down on the corner.
Oh, I remember that story.
Yeah. So I didn't realize how old he is. So
Right.
his case is going to court. He's being charged with murder or whatever, and he's 85. So he'll get they're like, oh, he's going to get life in prison. I'm like, so what? A couple more years? I mean, he's thinking health insurance. I mean, I don't know.
Hey, he will be paying no rent, no mortgage, no bills, no nothing for the rest of his days,
Yes.
and free health care.
And we'll pay $50,000 for him to be in jail until he dies. Meanwhile, we can't pay $12,000 to educate a child.
Thank you. Boom.
Stupid. Speaking of the education board, let's piss them off, and then we'll go to Pride.
Okay.
What do you think about them signing that resolution in San Diego? Here, they signed the resolution sending to San Onofre that they shouldn't restart.
Oh, the nuclear boobies.
Yeah.
So everybody has a. I don't know. I don't really know that much about it. So
I say, why is the school board, and I understand because kids but first off, that's so out of the realm of San Diego.
well, that's what I was gonna just say. Why are they even involved?
Yeah, I think that if any school board wanted to sign a resolution saying not to, it should be the Oceanside School Board, or it should be the San Clemente School Board. San Diego City School Board, San Diego City,
Unified?
whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
they have enough on their plate that they need to worry about. Not if they're going to start a nuclear stuff.
Right. Because the other one that is the whole charter schools AB 1170 thing, and then the other one about the discrimination. I know that was recently in the thing. I don't why are they involved in that? That seems so way out there.
It's ridiculous.
It's very ridiculous. See, people in their lawsuits.
I know.
I just don't understand.
Shall we stay on political for a minute?
We can stay on political for a minute, which would lead us to city council, right?
Yeah. Because people want to know, people want to know what I think about Dwayne Crenshaw running for city council.
Yes.
I thought he was running for assembly.
No. So we did. We've gotten several. We have talked about Pride how many times?
Too much.
We've given them more PR than they deserve. I'm sure.
They should start paying us.
They should pay us, really. And so we did get a request from one of the viewers wanting to know what our thoughts are on the executive director of Pride, Dwayne Crenshaw, running for city council here in San Diego. This will be his third time running for office in San Diego. He'll be running in District 4, which is the district he lives in and I guess represents. And then on top of that, Stephen Whitburn, who we've actually had on the show, who his appearance on the show caused such a ruckus, probably caused him to lose his bid for county supervisor.
I don't believe that to be true.
No, I don't either. Who was taking over as interim ED. What do you think about Dwayne running?
My first reaction was, why do I need to think about Dwayne Crenshaw at all? It's a complete waste of my time. Secondly, I think that if he had more balls than I know that he has, he would have resigned the post, let Pride get somebody else, and then he should have ran for the position. When Bob Filner ran for mayor, he gave it up. Carl DeMaio gave up his seat. That was the only thing. Bonnie Dominguez, on the other hand, she also kept her district attorney and had something to fall back on, which I think was a little cheesy, only in the sense that I don't think that she knew when it all was going that she was going to win. Same with Dwayne Crenshaw. I think that if he truly believes that he could win this city council thing, he would have resigned and he would have put his efforts towards that and did that. I don't think that Stephen Whitburn, being an interim, is going to have the freedom to do what he wants to do, knowing that he could come back. That
Dwayne could come back if he loses. And we should say the special election is in March.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not the super extended period of time.
I didn't even understand why he had to get an interim. I mean, to me, it's not like Pride is doing very much right now anyways. So I don't know why he just didn't take a leave of absence, and the board could have oversaw it. So I would be interested if Dwayne's getting paid.
That would be, I wouldn't imagine, and there was this quote. There was actually an interesting story in this week's City Beat. They are profiling all the people that are running for the City Council District 4, and Dwayne was the first one they chose to profile. And there was a really interesting quote in the very last paragraph of this article that says, "This is my home," Crenshaw says. "I've obviously had opportunities to live other places and do other things, and I've been blessed with a good education, so I can do a lot. But I've chosen to work in the nonprofit and public sector, and I'm going to be making less money when I win as a city council person than I make at San Diego Pride. So that's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make because I really do care about this community."
Oh, please. Please, fine.
I really have no comment right now. I mean, I think that says a lot, that when you work for a nonprofit, you're getting paid more than you are to be a city council member. I mean, that to me says a lot, and I think that they need to rethink their priorities.
Right.
But I don't know why we have so much stuff right anyways. But anyways, that's it.
Anyways, that's it. Yes. Will.
Do what?
Oh yeah, you should actually read that story. It's really, you'll probably go, what the fuck? I didn't know any of this, because I certainly didn't know any of this.
Well, so far he's never done anything that has warranted me to find anything else about him.
Well, thanks to City Beat, they did all of that for
Well,
us,
that's
so we don't need
It's a good
to.
thing I don't live in County 4.
Exactly.
I live in
Events.
3 with Todd. Ooh, I'm loving fighting with the mayor. That is...
Oh my! That has been a little local topic of interest lately. They've been just.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, because the whole strong mayor thing and how the council and that all changed, you know, really, technically, the, you know, president of the council is more powerful than the mayor. So, you know, Sumner has the position, but Todd has a lot more.
Well, and the thing about it is, certainly, Todd was a huge supporter of Bob during his campaign, and they campaigned alongside each other, and of course, they're both Democrats, so they have that in common. But yeah, they've just been having one little battle after another, and
Well,
a lot of it about appointments to different boards and commissions and things like that around the city. But I don't expect it to.
well, I think that you know, the mayor Filner is going to have he's going to have a little bit of an adjustment period coming from Congress.
Correct.
And then going back into being a mayor.
Correct.
You know, I mean, there is going to be that little thing, and I believe that Todd cares about the city, and he has only been in city government.
Right.
And, you know.
Well, and Todd has been in the city government here for quite some time now, and knows the structure and how things operate and the ease of its operation. And I'm talking about, you know, day-to-day administratively and things. And Bob doesn't really, because he is coming from something much bigger than
So
this.
Do you think that Todd will end up running for mayor?
You know, I do not.
I don't either.
I think that Todd is gonna move his way on up to the state.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he ran for mayor, I think I would support him, because I think that if anybody could do it, he could. But I think he's bound for better stuff.
I just want to run for the county supervisor.
I know you should be Ron Roberts. You should be our new Ron Roberts,
I should be.
because we are his district.
I know. I like Ron Roberts.
I know. I love Ron Roberts too. He's so great.
Yeah.
Events. We should probably quickly run through some events.
All right, let's.
If there are any. Is there any
There's
events?
coronation coming up.
There is coronation. We talked
There's
about
all
that.
The sports and clinics and
Yes.
stuff.
Clinics on, so we've got the America's Finest City Softball League, and they are afcsl.com. You can find out everything that's going on there. They have theirs starting on the 10th of February. The clinics for football starting this weekend, as a matter of fact.
And there's a place for everyone.
Oh my God.
And all of it.
Bowling, pool, darts.
Well, I'm just saying that there's a place for everyone and your abilities.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you're right.
So,
Do not think that even if you don't know how to play football, you can
really
go
should
there.
go.
You really should go.
Yeah.
Because you'll have a ton of fun.
and there are things to do other than just, you know, play. I mean, there are other things that, you know, they need help with.
Yes.
So.
Team managers and coaches and all that sort of stuff. Cheerleaders. But we should also talk about the tennis. I know tennis is doing a couple of clinics coming up here, and I know a lot of the focus with tennis here is on doubles tennis. They really like that because they're all really, really good tennis players from what I hear.
That's why I do not belong
That's
to that.
right. They're very competitive, kind of like Serena.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
And so, yeah, check out all the sports leagues. You can probably just Google them and find them, everything that's going on. What else is coming up? Coronation, besides Coronation, Dining Out for Life. That's happening.
In April.
In April.
Right.
They're signing up restaurants now. If you're a restaurant owner, you can sign up with Ian from They Said. Johnson at thecentersd.org, or you can just go to diningoutforlifesandiego.org
And sign up.
and sign up.
I love dining out for life.
Oh, yes, we do. That's the day we eat. Eat. That's
Speaking
it.
of eat, you know, at the inauguration lunch,
Oh, yeah, right.
3,000 calories their lunch was. They were saying that's 2 days, you know, that's 2 days on an average person.
Yeah, so much for the first ladies, like, trying to get everybody fit and healthy.
Yeah.
Especially
Well,
kids.
you know, it's a
Childhood obesity. But it is a special occasion. Right. You're not supposed to eat for 3 days after the inauguration. I'm just saying.
Something. All right.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Yay!